Oh, good.
Kristin, Kevin, you guys good?
I'm sure we're waiting on Kevin, but yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Read between the lines, bitch.
Oh, this is freaky.
Wait until he wakes up and realizes he's doing a podcast with 3 of his friends about the show.
Oh, that's cute. You think we're friends with you.
We're talking about Michael, dumbass.
So he just has to hopefully remember. Nothing like a good chat. Well, peeing in a urinal.
I love you. I love you too. I don't know where I'm going. You guys. Promise. No matter what. I'll come back to you. I promise.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Kristin, Kevin, Michael, and I are back for more Lost, Season 4, Episode 5, The Constant. As you can see, everybody is talking about their constant here with their headlines, either being a constant headache or... yeah, Desmond episode. What do you guys think of this episode?
Oh, we're going to have a lot to discuss. This is such a
crazy episode? Is that where he was going?
I would assume.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just in the future, I think. Sorry. I'm back.
Are you back with us now? What'd you find out?
Yeah. I was on an island. It was weird.
Great. Okay, cool.
Oh, that was good. I was like, is he frozen? Like, what is going on?
Just my amazing acting abilities.
To double down on Michael's like half-assed answer that came back in. This is a crazy episode. It's by far one of the greatest, if not the best episode. This is arguably across the Lost fandom. It's been said by producers and things that this is their favorite episode of all time. A lot of Lost fans feel that way. I know I feel that way. Just the questions of what's happening in this episode, but the feel good, like just love and devotion that brings this episode is just so beautiful. And man, oh man, I cry every time.
Yeah. Also, just outside of Lost, like whenever you look up like top 10 greatest TV episodes, this will always kind of pop up in those kind of lists, and it's an episode that really caught people's imaginations. And it's 90% Henry and Cusick just being amazing at not knowing what's going on and trying to put it together, like the fear and confusion on his face the entire time, and then obviously the end is like, man, it's an all-timer for sure.
Yeah, it's one of the highest rated episodes. Like on IMDb, I think it has the highest rating of the entire series. And like every part of it is really, even the part of it where, like in the beginning, we know they've been gone for days, right? So now we're getting to be on the helicopter with them, and like what's happening, and like Desmond's taking off the seatbelt. Like, is that why they haven't heard from them? Right? Like we're on this mystery with them, and it's just really well done all around.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Like the twists and turns, and kind of like it raised a lot of questions, but also just like, I don't know, like the writing was really well done, I thought, this episode. So
I have a couple fun facts for us before we jump into this amazing episode. Couple continuity errors. Oxford does not have a physics department.
Oops. Minor detail.
Like it's only the entire moment of this episode, but yeah, they don't have one. And the laptops in the auction were not 1996 laptops. Very much so not 1996 laptops there. This episode is one of the only episodes to not feature a flashback or flash forward because we're seeing it in real time.
Yeah.
And Jack Bender's dog makes another appearance here. So we know that he was the picture in Jacob's cabin, but he has a quick cameo when they get to Oxford with the dog in the background. It's not a main thing to see, but Jack Bender throwing his dog in there, I love it because you guys know me and my animals. But we see the numbers quite frequently in this episode. They're up a lot. Major thing, the difference, years wise between 96 and 2004 is 8 years. The drill sergeant said that they had 4 minutes to get to the yard. Penny's address, 423 to 423. And then the frequency that Daniel gave him was 2.342 at 23 and 42. And the helicopter has N842M on it. So the numbers appear quite frequently in this episode, which makes sense because it's kind of the number craziness of it all. But yeah.
Also, there's like I always notice the location on this, like the location for Oxford University is the same place that they do the scene with Charlie when he goes to church and meets Liam, like out in the courtyard. They've used that particular place for a couple of different locations, so I always recognize it when it pops up. It's like, oh yeah, we've seen that place before, doubled as something else.
Double
anything in
Yeah,
if it's in England, it's going to be in that place.
Was that also the monastery where Desmond was, where he was like making the wine?
Possibly, yeah.
Probably. Talk about location though. Go ahead.
I was going to say a non-continuity error was that there were 2 helipads on the freighter.
It makes sense, yeah. Because one crashed into the ocean.
One crashed into the ocean.
Yeah.
Another fun thing about the location, since you're bringing that up, it wasn't like such a fun fact, but since you brought it up, this I think is actually kind of cool. Where they filmed the army part of it all, that was on a crater off of like a volcano in Hawaii. So that's why it's like dark and like dreary and all the craziness that is. But yeah, it's off of a crater. So you brought up location. I had to throw that one in there because I think that's kind of fun.
And I'm happy this time with the Desmond episode, I didn't have to be angry about silly spelling mistakes of English words. I didn't notice any, so that's good.
The honor is going to completely throw Michael forever.
Right.
Yeah.
All
there
right.
was no dishonor hour.
Shall we jump into this?
Of course.
Let's.
All right, so we are back on the helicopter. We found out from last episode, they're like, they took off quite some time ago and they're not there. What's happening? But we are coming back right to them being on the helicopter. And we've got Desmond looking at his picture of Penny. He's having a great old time. We see Frank being very meticulous about these directions he was given. We have Saeed questioning a lot of things. He's like, why are you so like meticulous about the directions?
Why are you flying into a storm? Like
why are you flying into a storm? Why does Penny like where's she been? And she's the one that talked to Charlie, right? And she said this wasn't the boat. What are you expecting to find? And he's like, hopefully some answers, because like I'm a little confused here. But a lot of questioning happening from Saeed, which is obviously that is who Saeed is as a person, so we would expect nothing less. But they do fly into the weather, and the weather gives them all kinds of problems, and we see that like they have to fly into this weather because Frank has been very or Faraday's been very serious about this staying on this course, which we know also from with Michael and things like that. There's something about you have to stay on course. And the storm kind of tears them a little bit off of that course, and you see Frank trying to fight it back. But all of a sudden, we've got Desmond having a conniption fit. Out of nowhere, he's losing it, and we get quickly over to him in the army waking up. Like, we see him grabbing the seat, and then he wakes up grabbing a bed, and we're like, what? What is happening here? Why are we here all of a sudden? Like, we have an idea of like where Lost is going to go, right? And this is one of the main reasons why I love this episode is we were like on this like tunnel vision, one track mind. Okay, they're on this helicopter. They're getting ready to go to the freighter. We're going to find out all these things. We're going to get some answers. No, we don't. Why are we in the army? Where are we going with this? So
right.
What I love about it as well is whenever we go into a flashback or a flash forward, we get that little musical note like this, the weird noise that makes every time you go into a flashback, flash forward. And in this episode, it is just hard cuts. It is the same scene. For Desmond, that is the exact same scene. He's on the helicopter, and then the next second he's just in the army. So it's like it's a nice little way to distinguish that this isn't what we're used to in terms of flashbacks, flash forwards, whatever. This is again a new evolution of how they can tell these stories. And yeah, I just like that it's a little thing that we've become used to, that they take it away and then all of a sudden it's like, what is this?
Yeah. No, like I said, like in the very beginning, I like that this is, and like you guys were saying, it's very different than what we expect, because we like in our minds, the helicopter never got to the ship.
Right.
So now we're seeing they're heading into a storm, and Desmond's freaking out. So like, what's about to happen to this helicopter? And then that's actually not at all the story we get. Like, it very quickly after, they're like, oh yeah, no, the ship's right there. It's fine. Sunny day. So
Yeah.
very fun little misdirect in that.
It also raises like a lot of questions as well in terms of, so on the island they've been there for a long time. In terms of when the helicopters left, for them, their journey didn't seem any like that long. So they've been on this island for, we learn in this episode that it's Christmas. Like, how is that passage of time affecting outside of this crazy island? Like, it's, the whole thing is just, it opens a lot of questions to what the hell's going on outside the bubble, I guess.
Yeah. I found that interesting that like what they said that they had left at dusk and then all of a sudden it's the middle of the day, as Saeed says. So that's absolutely wild. So they somehow like, I don't know, they traveled forward a day, right? So that's kind of weird.
It is weird.
It is weird. So during this little, we can't even call it a flashback. Like, it's gonna be so hard not calling this a flashback because it seems like it's a flashback, but it's not. But obviously he wakes up in the army. He is of course getting yelled at, and he's like, gosh, I'm so sorry. I was having a dream. He's like, what was your dream about? He's like, I was on a helicopter and it was storming and all these things. And he's like, well, at least it was an army like dream. No, sir, it was not. But okay, yeah, it was. But as he's getting yelled at, obviously, like they tell him to go out 4 minutes to the yard, thank Desmond, blah, blah, blah. But now we get back to the helicopter. This entire episode is like, it's so seamless, but you jump so much that it's like, it is hard to like keep up, if you will, but also it's not hard because they do it so well to like make it transfer back and forth. I think they do an amazing job with that.
Also, considering how like a potentially confusing episode it could be, it is also relatively simple. Like once you work out what Desmond is going through, like once you get the logic of it, it's actually a very like just regular linear story. But it just takes you a little while to work out exactly what's going on here.
Yeah.
I also like
question mark.
I also like the very dramatic, drastic hair and beard change going on with him between flashback and current timeline. Like good visual cue, but also like this is 2008. How good was their prosthetic hair at that point? Like, what's going on here? Did they just wait until the end to chop all his hair off and shave his beard?
That's what I assume.
Like they shot the whole season and then went back and shot those scenes?
Because Desmond's long hair is real. Like that is his hair.
Right.
Like he doesn't wear a wig on the show. So unless he had a very good short wig, like a bald cap and a short wig, maybe. But yeah, or maybe just do it.
I mean, yeah, it could have been.
Hard to shave his head, surely, because like how long between? He'd need it back.
Because to grow his hair back out to that length, like
it would take a while.
I'm assuming it would be a wig for the short hair, or they went back and filmed those later.
Yeah,
that's what I would assume.
That's
anyway,
possible.
I just think that's a fun thing to think of, like if we did it, like I'm not that it was very good CGI, but like we can remove an entire mustache with CGI, right? Like
maybe he just borrowed Tom Friendly's beard and had a good time with it.
Right. They also have prosthetic beards in the island, so I just think it's funny to think about, like, oh yeah, like how much more difficult was this for them 20 years ago, and like how committed were they
versus now? Yeah.
Yeah.
And this decade, it reminds me of Star Wars with Obi-Wan Kenobi, because Ewan McGregor, like in Attack of the Clones and stuff, like had to wear like a fake like lawn hair and like had to wear some fake beard as well. Like, so I think it's really funny that this decade they love to put like lawn wigs and fake beards on people.
Well, going back to the helicopter, we do have him waking up into this helicopter, and he is very disoriented. He like Desmond, it's okay. And he's like, I don't know you, and then we're like, problem. we got a major problem here.
Big problem,
Big problem. So I mean, obviously that forms like a whole mess of confusion. Like he's having a whole meltdown over here. He's we're going to get later on, like, because we're going to go over here to the beach for a second, but he really goes into full panic mode here in a second. But before we get to that point, I have to bring this part up especially. Juliet sassing Charlotte and Charlotte sassing her right back. These two, I need to see more of these two go at it because they are like both like just hitting each other back and forth. There is no winner in this. Yeah, they're really good.
Oh, I'm absolutely taking Juliet's side.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can say there's not a winner, but I'm taking.
Well, no, I'm just saying that they like Charlotte's not like she's not kind of flustered by Juliet, like you know what I mean, like attacking her, if you will. She's holding her own. She's like, I don't know, I'm here. But of course they are concerned because they've gotten no phone call. They've told them that they're not there yet, and they left 2 days ago. Like we have a major problem here. But then Dan's like, we should just tell them. And they're like, tell us what. Charlotte's like, let's not confuse people. Juliet's like, speak really slow, and I bet we can figure it out. But he brings up like, your perception of time isn't what it really is. And they're like, wait, what? And Charlotte's like, I freaking told y'all. Like, let's not do this anymore. But
we've talked a lot on this show about how bad the communication is between characters. I really appreciate Daniel, and I'm going to give him a shout out for actually being a character that does communicate what's going on and what he knows about the situation, rather than it being, let's keep this a secret and have everyone confused about everything. He just lays it all on the table for him. Good for you, Daniel.
I do understand where Charlotte is coming from, because when it comes to that, like trying to explain to people like your perception of time of this 2 days isn't necessarily the 2 days when it comes to this island. Like, remember that little experiment I did a couple days ago before Frank and them took off? Like, so I do understand why Charlotte's like, people are gonna have a hard time wrapping their head around this. But I do appreciate Daniel being like, okay, let's put it all out on the table. I don't know how I'm going to explain it to you, but we're going to put it out there anyway. But I do understand Charlotte being like, let's not panic them because they're not going to understand it.
Also, these people have been through a lot. So like a weird timeline, it's not compared to all the weird stuff that's been going on for the last 4 seasons. Like it's
also, Daniel's like, what, 115 pounds soaking wet? And these people have survived on an island for months and have guns. Like, listen, I'm not taking my chances. I'm just going to tell them the truth. Mm-mm.
But I do love the fact, too, that, like, Daniel has a very, like, smooth, calming, like, soft, like, slower rate of speaking anyway. So the fact that Juliet's like, speak slow and maybe we'll understand. He speaks slow and then they still don't understand. And Charlotte's like, told ya. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is definitely something where you're like, I don't know how I'm going to wrap my head around this. And I think that this is kind of a beautiful way with The Constant and how we're going to get this episode going, that it really does help us kind of understand what Daniel is talking about in this time. And shout out to Daniel, because I had to meet him in 2 weeks, so yay me.
Thank God Daniel came to the island. If Daniel wasn't in this episode, there would be so much confusion.
It would be so definitely lost, no pun intended. But going back to the helicopter here, this is where Desmond really loses it. Like, we're talking full on panic, which I mean, can you imagine waking up and not knowing why you're on a helicopter and who these people are? Like,
right.
This would be very, like, which to me is really strange. So how do we go from him just, because then he does remember a lot of other things, right? As it gets further and further of him jumping, like, he still doesn't remember Saeed until The Constant at the end. But, like, he is starting to realize, so it's like, how did he forget that quickly? Like, but thinking that what he's going to in 96 is true, but this is not. And it's just like a whole meltdown for him. But he does panic to the point where he's like ripping off the seatbelt, like what to jump off the helicopter. I don't know what he's planning on doing here, but Saeed's like holding him down. Frank's like, get your buddy under control. We're almost to the freighter. And lo and behold, then we see the freighter. So there is a freighter which we know is not Penny's, but we're now like getting to the freighter, which is exciting for us.
There is a freighter. It has 2 helipads. There's only 1 helicopter left, but it is there. There's people on it.
There's people on it. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, but I think like this is again another step for us as fans watching this, that we're like, oh my gosh, this is the next step. They're like, there's the freighter. They're now on it. Like, it's not just a thought anymore. Like, there's the actual freighter. So I do love that that's another step for us as fans, like watching the show.
Right. And at least in 2008, like, we know there's a final timeline in place, right? Like, we know that the end of the show is coming. So, like, okay. But we also know from the flash forward, we have to go back. So, like, okay, like,
Jack,
how they're going to get off, but they have to go back. Like, what's going on? Like, it was very, like, like, okay, this is the rescue we want, but like, what's going to go wrong?
Yeah.
Right.
No, for sure.
It changes your perception about what the actual show is going to be about. You assume it's them getting off and that'll be our ending, and then, oh no, wait. Now that we have our end date, we're going to throw that all up in the air, and actually going back to the island is the goal.
But they do land on the freighter. The people come over. Desmond, of course, is completely freaking out. And we have a couple of people that come up and they're like, what'd you bring them back here for? What are you doing? Like all these things. He's like, it's fine. I love Frank. He's like, so like, it's fine. This guy's freaking out. Barely made it here, but it's fine. But they're like, okay, we're taking him to the sick bay. Of course, Saeed's like, I'm going with him. And he's like, we're going to check your friend out first, but then you can come down. Promise. Like, nothing to see here. It's totally fine. But like, there's obviously some tension here by these two people that we'll learn are Kimi and Omar. But they are not happy about the situation that's happening. And then to add on top of Desmond being crazy in this moment, they're like, Frank, just follow the instructions. Like, you did something.
I just love Saeed that he's like the second they go to walk towards Desmond, he just stands in front of them. Like, you're not taking him anywhere. And I do like, he hasn't met Frank for very long, but he looks at Frank to get reassurance. And it kind of goes back to Saeed just being a good judge of character and who someone is. Like, if Frank's okay with it, he believes he can trust Frank. So it's like getting that reassurance from someone, even though he's only met him, yesterday, 2 days ago, something.
But I do think it does need to be brought up too, because this is a very like slight thing that's not like in our face, that Frank gives him a look that's not like, oh, it's totally fine, but also like it's more of a like, just do it anyway.
Yeah.
We'll talk later, but like it's not a reassuring look, but it's a like just,
it's a we're gonna do this.
Like I took it as like, there is a doctor. They are going to take him to a doctor. Like at that point, Saeed doesn't know who's on this boat. Like if he can trust these people, at least he says like, yeah, let the doctor.
Yeah, it's definitely a look of like, I don't think you really have an option here to fight. It's like just do it anyway. Like it's just a Frank being like a kind of how we've seen him already just in these few short episodes of just being like, go with the flow, Frank. But yeah, so they want to take him to the sick bay, but then all of a sudden he is now back in the army. He needs these answers. He like all of his partners are like, what is happening to you? Like, what? Like they're doing sit-ups and things, and he's like, I was on an island, it was weird, and they're out like he's getting yelled at, but he tells them that like he needs these answers. And as we see him like getting hit by like, people are mad because like obviously they're making him do like sit-ups in the rain, and they're getting punished for basically, which is how the army would work anyway, for Desmond being insubordinate technically because he didn't get to his mark and all those things. So they're not happy with this, but of course Desmond keeps disappearing. It's like, can you imagine just sitting there in like 1996 at the army and be like, the hell's wrong with this? Like, I'd be concerned. I'd be like, I don't need him fighting next to me. This is not good. But I mean, we have kind of this, this army part's not super important to his timeline. Like it's showing where he is in that, because we known from his past, like he talks about how he was dishonorably discharged and things like that. Probably why, because you were like skipping around, like
right.
Or thunk it. But like this part is not where we really need to be focused on, but feel free, Michael and Kevin, if you want to throw in some army stuff, but I figured like we'll get more into the other stuff later, so I'm gonna go faster through the army.
Yeah, I think it's like more just establishing. Not much happens in the 1996 story until you get to like the Widmore and Daniel of it all. Yeah.
But with that, we go right back to the freighter, and they bring Desmond down. This is where they say, "I'm Kimi and Omar. Like we're gonna get you taken care of. We'll meet the doctor." They take him to the sick bay. I think Desmond obviously is disoriented as he is, realize that maybe this isn't great, which proves right because they immediately lock him in this room and he's like, let me out of here. Like they don't even say like, hey, for your safety, we're gonna like nothing. They're just like, bye, deuces, like we're out.
It also looks to me like a makeshift medical room. It does not look like an actual medical room which is also like red flags.
Yes.
Yeah, that it definitely doesn't seem like these people have the best intentions.
Well, and now Desmond doesn't remember this right now, obviously, but we know, like, Saeed is remembering, and like Charlie had said this wasn't Penny's boat. Like, so who are these people? So, I feel for Desmond in this because, like, I think again, if he would have had some recollection of this, that it'd be even more of like fighting back. But like, he's so just like, I don't even know what's happening to me in this moment. So I do feel very bad for Desmond in this time. But in this room, there's a man tied up to a bed. This isn't giving me any feel goods.
This is not making me feel better about the makeshift.
There is no puppies and rainbows happening in this room. Now a man's tied up to a bed, and he's like, "It's happening to you too," and you're like, "What? What is happening?"
Just what you want to hear.
Right.
I don't want to end up like you.
Right. I didn't even want to be on a helicopter. I was just hanging out in the army, and now all of a sudden I'm like, all these bad things are happening to me. But what I want to bring out too is like going back out to the freighter. What we love so much about Saeed is very observant. He's noticing that this Kimi guy is that they're yelling at Frank. He's trying to figure out where, like, who are these people? Why were they here? Like, not Penny's boat. He knows all of these things, but he's got to worry about Desmond because now Desmond's lost his damn mind. And there's just so many things that he's trying to, but as we see with Saeed, he's so meticulous about things. And so he's like, let me write that down in my mental note. I'm going to remember Kimi having a massive conniption fit with Frank about us being here. So like, I'm going to like put it back here. I'm going to worry about Desmond for a minute, but I am going to like hold on to this. And I do love that about Saeed because he is very like detail oriented, very meticulous about his thought process. And I do love that about him.
That's the problem. Like the entire reason they're here has to get put on the back burner. Like,
right.
The entire reason they came to the boat was to find answers. Desmond doesn't even remember who he is or what's going on.
Right.
He's now having to make sure.
Well, got those answers.
Yeah.
But this is where again this good judge of character, like Michael, you were bringing up, is Frank comes down, and he's like, "Listen, like I gotta call the beach. I gotta call they don't even know what's happening. I gotta tell them what's going on." And he's like, "Well, I'll give you my phone, but I need your gun." Like the gun that you tried to like put in your back pocket. I'm going to need that. But Saeed is like, okay, like I feel safe enough with Frank that I can unarm myself. And again, I think this is again, Saeed, like he's not giving up the gun to that Kimi guy. 100% not. But like Frank, he's feeling comfortable with. But also I love Frank's like, don't get any ideas. They only call each other. Who am I going to call, Frank? What am I going to tell them? This dude like randomly lost his mind in a helicopter. Like the only people I can talk to in this moment are Jack. But he calls Jack and he's like, hey, Jack, sorry, it's been 2 days. Didn't even realize it was 2 days, but we have a problem. We have a problem. And Jack is like, son of a biscuit. Why? Like, why can't anything just like go correct here?
Just go right. Just go the way it's supposed to.
Just one time, please, for us. Like, just get to the freighter and call home. Like, ET phone home. It will be great. But no, that we have an issue. And he puts it on speakerphone. We see that that Daniel and Charlotte are like, ooh, how are we gonna explain this one now? This is gonna be hard. But we start to see Daniel having like this moment of being like, so your buddy, has he been exposed to like big amounts of radiation? We're all like,
about that.
Yeah.
Seemingly so, yes.
Like, how big do you mean? Because the other one was like sky turning purple. Is that important?
Yeah. He was directly like right and on top of the where he turned the key and it imploded. So
he was in an implosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is that the kind of thing you're talking about, or? But obviously, it's something where because Daniel is like, well, this is one of those side effects. It's not like itchy arms. We're talking like traveling to random things and like not being right in your mind. Cool.
It's a pretty big side effect.
Right. It's like just minor. It's no big deal. We'll figure it out later. But. We do have our crazy man still like kind of spouting just random stuff. He's disappearing, coming back. Desmond's freaking out. Like, what do you like? Dude is blank. Like, there's nothing in his, and then comes back and he's like, you good? And he's like, this is happening to you too, dude. Like, and Desmond's like, what's happening to me? I don't even know what's happening. Because again, he's still in 96 thinking all of this is crazy. But the doctor does come in and he shoots crazy dude up with and Desmond's like, what is happening? Absolutely not. time for me to go. Can I go back to the army? I want to get yelled at by that dude. You're not sticking me with any sort of shot. And he's like, I'm not sticking you with anything. Just want to look in your eyes, tell you how beautiful you are, whatever you want to do. But he starts to, examine him because he's trying to figure out, obviously, this crazy man that's now tied to the bed probably started off very similar to Desmond. And so they're trying to get ahead of this with that. But that flashlight in the eyes takes Desmond back to 1996. He was back in the army, same spot, grabbing those coins up. And he needs to call Penny. He needs to call Penny right now. I have to talk to her. And he calls her, and Penny's not happy to hear from him. She is not happy to hear. She is pissed. I am moving. Don't come to this flat. I want nothing to do with you. Because as we know, he was kind of a dick the last time that they were together and broke up with her for no reason. And she called him a coward, and they did not have a great breakup. So I am not shocked that she's not happy to hear from him. So it is a not so great call with Penny.
No, I do love as well on the little things they do between the cuts between the timeline. Like you mentioned the coin, I really like when he goes down to pick up the coins originally, it cuts to him on the board, just like his hand like touching the ground of the ship. It's like this guy, I wonder what they're thinking in that moment in our current timeline. Desmond's just bending over to touch the ground.
Yeah, is Desmond trying to imagine like a piece of food there and grabbing a piece of food? I don't know.
Yeah, they kind of brush out. They go, "Oh, watch your step there, buddy." But like,
well, I think
what is he doing
too? Because like we just saw Minkowski, which we know is his name later, but we see him go blank. So obviously, like, what's happening? Like, were they still walking? Did they have to carry Desmond? And then all of a sudden he snaps to and tries to reach for the ground. Like, what is happening in between these like spots here? Because we know that Minkowski's like to a bed, so he's not doing anything. But Desmond was walking. So like, what happened here? So, and which we'll see too, like with the water and going down the stairs. Very dangerous. This is very dangerous for Desmond here. But yeah, so he does call Penny. She is pissed. She says, "Do not call me anymore. I hate you. Rotten hell," basically. Woman scorn. Don't piss off Penny. But we go right back to Saeed and Frank. They're breaking into this room. Kick the doctor out. Alarms are going off. We've got a massive problem. And they were like, "Here, talk to Faraday," because obviously Faraday has been talking to them like, "We have a problem. I need to talk to Desmond." Yes, Kevin. That
doctor? What are your qualifications, sir? Because they were like, "Hey, we can help this guy," and rather than being like, "Well, let's try it," he was like, "Meh. Alert the men with the guns to get over here now." Like,
he's not a real doctor. That's why.
Yeah.
He just plays on TV.
Potentially, in his defense, like we're like, what? We don't know how long Minkowski's been going through this. It's a really crazy situation, and now there's another one of just like, we really need to isolate these people and work out what the hell's going on, and it's all kicking off. But yeah, bedside manner and doctors in the show, not always the best.
No. But also, I mean, that is like a thing too, that to isolate, because you don't know why they're like, could it be in the air? Could they be transferring it? Like, obviously they had never met, but like, is there something that they can now transfer to us? Like, that is the smart thing to do, is to isolate somebody that's portraying symptoms of Crazy Town. But yeah. And also like straitjacket them, because who knows what they're going to do, which is probably how Minkowski ended up tied to that bed. But Faraday does tell him like, "Hey, bro, I'm going to need you to find me. Need you to go to Oxford. I need you to tell me the hurts and all these fun things." And like, I love that Desmond's writing on his hand. So well, he starts to write it on paper, but then it's like, I can't take the paper with me, so I'll write it on my hand, but that still doesn't work for him.
I was going to say, it just disappears.
Yeah.
But at least he thought about it, because we see him go to write on the paper, and then it's like, oh wait, I can't take that. But so he did try, like, the fact that he was coherent enough to think of that, it was smart, but still didn't work out for him. But then he says, "If I still don't believe you, then you bring up Eloise." And so immediately we're transferred back to Oxford, which is where he walks up and he sees Faraday. I take that back. I threw out he did end up at the army in the phone booth with no notes on his hand, which is the whole point. I brought that up and then I skipped that. But yes, he had no notes on his hand.
It's a little moment, but I do think it's really funny that Desmond, in his confusion, when he's trying to get back, he thinks that it was the flashlight in his eyes that did it rather than it
Yeah.
just being like a random time. So he's there, I need to go back. It's something to do with this flashlight, I'm sure.
Totally. But yeah, so obviously he is now. I remember I don't have the notes on my hand, so hopefully I have it up here locked in. But I need to go to Oxford. But he does go to Oxford and tells Faraday, "Hi, don't know you. Been to the future." Fun fact. Can you imagine somebody walking up to you randomly being like, "I've been to the future"? Like I'd be like, "Security, help somebody out." But he says, "Hey, you told me to find you." He's like, "Oh, I did." And you can see that obviously Faraday is kind of this quirkier, like he knows exactly what we're talking about, but he's thinking because he's brought this up, people have been making fun of him. Yeah. He's like, "My colleagues are putting you up to this." He's like, no, you told, like he walks away from him. No, you told me the 2, 3, 4, 2, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I still see I'm not getting you anywhere. I need Eloise. And so he's like, "Okay, I told you this stuff." And he's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Cool, come with me." So they go into his little like whole situation and his like, it's not even a lab. We can't even say, "Oh, hello." We can't even say laboratory because it's not. It's like a room. It's like
right. It's like it looks like an abandoned attic.
Yeah, something.
I like to think he's just a bit of an outcast at the university, and it's like, we'll just put him in the corner, put him in that little room. He can do his little experiments. Well, everyone thinks he's a joke.
I mean, he might be because Oxford doesn't have a physics department. So they're like, this guy thinks he's the head of the physics department. We don't have one. So I would probably throw him in the corner too. But yeah, no, I mean, so they go in there and he talks to him about Eloise and he's like, "You told me to do this and like set it here. And we got all these things happening." I also love this part where he's like puts the lead vest on and he's like, "What about your head?" And he's like, "Whatever."
That's one of my favorite internet jokes is X-ray techs who put on like this like gear, like hide behind a wall, and they're like, no, but you're fine. Like that's one of my favorite internet jokes. So like that they did this here. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I also love. I think this is called a bootstrap paradox. I might be wrong. I'm not an expert, but it's like I love this kind of paradox that gets brought up here, where Daniel tells Desmond the numbers that he needs to be able to make this work, but he only knew that because he knew it in the future. So at what point did that actually happen? Right. It's a circle of where did the idea actually come from? Mm-hmm. Because it's only future Daniel that gives it to him. But how did he know it originally? Because Desmond told him.
Right.
It'll fry your brain if you think about it too much, but it's...
No. Well, and this is where, like, this is also, for me, like, where we have, like, this seemingly time travel of it all, right? Where I have a really hard time with like time travel in general because of things exactly like that of like, because he even brings up to him, he's like, "Well, so we change the future." He's like, "You can't change the future." And it's like, but like you would remember meeting that like, no, like it there. Yeah. Don't you have to go with it a little bit because if you really overthink it, you're going to be like, this makes zero sense.
Time travel.
Right. Yeah. Here for it. But anyway, so he tells Faraday the notes. He shines this horrible radiation on this poor Eloise the mouse. And then I also like that after he finishes, he's like, "Okay, what's happening?" He's like, "Well, hold on, she's not back yet." Again, if I'm Desmond here, I'm like, I think I need to go. I think my mom's calling me.
No. I have small animals. I have a leopard gecko. I have a bearded dragon. I don't know if you hear the bearded dragon. She's still moving. She's still kicking.
That's good.
But yeah, they do have personality. Like you can tell things about them. So like, yeah, this makes sense. I understand why you might not think so, and I understand why Desmond might not have thought so. But I saw that and I was like, oh, he knows his Eloise. That's cute.
Well, not so much of like I as somebody that has lots of animals, I know their personalities and things like that. I'm talking about like him saying she's not back yet is where it's like the concerning part of like, back from where? Like these are
at this point, Desmond's got to just trust him.
Right. Like, I think Desmond was like, oh, no, I also leave and come back. So yeah. Okay.
I'm not always, but still, I mean, because like this is new. Like this just started happening to Desmond. So like this is something that you're trying to figure out. I would be like, my mom's calling us. I have to go.
Can we also mention in this scene, there is quite an important piece of dialogue that's just thrown in there where he wears the apron because of all this exposure that he's got to it And Desmond's like, where's mine? He's like, you don't need one. I do this 20 times a day. And Desmond says, what do you put on your head? And he's like, oh. And we know in the future, Daniel seems to be having some kind of memory issues and like doesn't really know where he is. Like, this guy has been experimenting with all this stuff for a long time. And it's like, is this what's fried him? Maybe.
Yeah. Probably.
I also wanted to bring up with Eloise, I had thought in season 3 that we had talked about the old lady in the past Desmond episode that was also named Eloise. So
when you mentioned that, I need to go back and watch that episode. I can't remember if we mentioned her name when we were talking about it.
I think you guys did.
Yeah, because she definitely wasn't named in that episode. I just couldn't remember what we'd said, but I don't know.
Yeah, you guys
but it was a rat, so it's fine.
Right, it's the rat.
Interesting. Though.
But anyway, so back to the rat that is Eloise. She does come back. She does come to, and he pulls it up, and she does this maze with ease and with speed and efficiency. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, this is a miracle! This is so crazy!" Blah blah blah. And Desmond's like, because she went through a maze, like I don't. And he's like, "I am not going to teach her this maze, and until from an hour from now." So like, she's never seen this. I just created this, so she has gone and seen it now. Which, like, can you again? Desmond is just trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and now we have rats that are like going through mazes that they haven't found. Okay, I need you to go. Thank you. This is fine. Wants to be on camera today. But yeah, so seemingly the experiment has worked. And then, like, can you imagine also Faraday here? Because, like, Desmond does leave. We get him right back to the freighter. But, like, Desmond seeing this, like, not Desmond, sorry, Faraday seeing this in real time to being like, oh, this guy is, like, time traveling. This is crazy to see that in person when you talked about it for so long. It just seems a little weird to me. I would love to see the back half of that. When Desmond, like, we got the Desmond front. I would love to see Faraday being like, oh my gosh, this guy is like time traveling right now. I've been doing my whole work on this. You know what I mean? Like, I think that'd be really cool to see.
Like, up until this point, this has all been like theoretical from Daniel. Like something he's been trying to do. Yeah. Like now we see an actual proof of it, even though I guess Desmond could just be crazy, but everything lines up for what Daniel's been researching to the point where it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I just would love
I'm onto something.
Like the other side of it for
to
realize it actually is happening. Anyway, back to the freighter with Desmond we go. And they of course get in. Saeed wants to chit chat with the captain. They're like, we'll work on that. Not really like not very promising sounding, but sure. But they do lock them all in now. So now Saeed, I guess, is with Desmond. That's all he wanted all along. You're welcome.
I will say this captain must be a piss poor captain. There's a lot of craziness going on this boat.
Right, where are you at?
You don't want to get involved in this? A helicopter landing with survivors from 815? The captain's just doing his daily wordle or something.
Yeah, you would think when the helicopter shows up, like the captain would they'd be like, "Guy, helicopter is back," and he's like, "Oh, okay, let's go out and find out what's going on." No, nothing. Like just sent people randomly to the island. Some aren't there. I don't know what's going on with Captain. He is napping. But anyway, so Minkowski has awoken from his shot that he got from the doctor, and he's like, "Oh, wait, Desmond. Okay, cool. I'm the communications officer." And we're like, "Oh, this is the dude that we were all, okay, cool. It's all coming around full circle." But he says, "I was a communications officer until I like lost my shit a couple days ago. But before I lost it, I spoke with your girlfriend, Penny." And he's like, "Wait, what? You spoke with Penny?" And then, of course, just as quickly as he is there, he is gone. So way to go, Minkowski. But we also get in that same moment that Desmond is now back with Faraday. And Faraday's just like, "Did you have a good trip?" Mm-hmm. No questions about it. Like, "Did you have a good trip?" He's like, "Yeah, cool. Great." I also, this is a very sad part here where we start to realize this could be very bad for Des.
Yes.
Eloise is dead. Deader than a doornail. And he's like, "Yeah, while you were gone, she just died. Her brain like went a little like kapooey, and it's fine though. It's totally fine.
It's probably an aneurysm.
Probably an aneurysm. Has nothing to do with this experiment we just ran."
I do think at first, like when he says, "Is that what's going to happen to me?" and Daniel's like, "I don't know." I do take that very much as like and I don't know that means yes. But then when he says it again later, I think it is a genuine, like, I don't know. I actually don't know what's going to happen next. Like, I think you will, but I don't know.
This is his first time seeing it as well. Yeah.
Right.
And we just came off a season where we spent the whole season, you know, being told that Charlie's going to die and then like building up to it. So I was worried for the episode that this was Desmond's end, but it also does worry me for the future because we could lose Desmond by the end of this season.
Yeah. No, it's definitely it's one of those when you're watching that you're like, oh no. Like,
yeah. We just went through this.
Why can't we be like we're all Jack right now being like, can't something go right? Not Desmond too. We just lost Charlie. We can't do this again.
I do also love that there's a bit of confusion about why Desmond's there. Like, Desmond's like, how are you going to help me? And Daniel's saying, I thought you were trying to help me. Like, I'm going to help you. What? You came to find me.
Yeah. I mean, I think, again, this is like the hard part of the time travel, right? Because it's like, because he even said, like, when you're in the future, did I tell you to, and this is where it gets like, where you, if you think about it way too much, you're going to be so confused. So you have to run with it because they're even confused. He's like, so like my future person didn't remember us meeting here. And he's like, no. And I didn't know that we did meet until just now. Like, it's really trippy, really, really trippy.
We also learn in this scene as well that he spent 70 minutes out in the 1996 timeline, and he's spending 5 minutes in the 2004 storyline. So it's like the amount of time that he's there is getting shorter, but his 1996 timeline is like normal, I guess. So it's like the shrinking window to kaput. Yeah.
Also, a fun fact about that, I didn't add it to the numbers because there was just a lot, but the 75 and the 5, and do all the math with it, it becomes to 15.1, so it's the number as well. Anyway, not important. That's why I didn't put it in there. It's not important, but you brought it up with the 75 and 5. Anyway, but the main point that we get from this moment of 1996 is Daniel and Desmond are throwing me off. Faraday tells Desmond, you need a constant. And what a constant is somebody that you have here, somebody that you have there. Well, he doesn't say someone. He says just that. And so then Desmond does ask, can it be? He's like, yeah, it can be a person. The fact that he immediately goes to the person when he just had a conversation with Penny, like that, we know that that's who he's talking about, but she literally just said, like, F you, like, do not talk to me anymore. That's not promising, Desmond. Can we think of somebody else? Can we think of like the rat, like obviously is dead, but like Penny is not the one that I'd be talking to right now because she just told you to F off.
I mean, Daniel's in both timelines for Desmond too, but I think he's also saying that there needs to be some kind of connection that's going to anchor you. So I don't know who else it could be other than Penny, even if it's... Sorry, Jake, go on.
I was just going to say, since you said anchor, I mean, I already was thinking it before you said that, but I just thought it was a good time to bring it up now. In Deadpool and Wolverine reminds me of anchor beans, like constant anchor bean. It kind of, the terminology kind of fits with each other.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of that means, but sure.
It makes sense.
But no, like that is the other part. Like it can't just be the sky is blue. Like that, he does say like it needs to be a meaningful thing for something that you care about deeply to anchor you, like you were saying. So it is Penny, but this isn't looking very promising since she has not had the best moment with Desmond recently. But we go right back to the freighter, and he's like, I need to call Penny. They're like, we're locked in a room, Des. Like, you keep coming back here with this, like, the crazier and crazier things. We are locked in a room, and our communication's crazy over here. Just said that that's not possible. But he said that somebody has now, he said, yeah, it would have been possible. I would have been able to help you. But a couple days ago, everybody, like, broke all of our communication. We have no communication with the mainland. Saeed immediately, he's like, this is, like, new, like, ding, ding, ding. Hey, hi, communications officer. My time to shine. Let's go. But
did Saeed find out about that Ben spy? He learned about that Ben had a spy on the boat in The Economist, right? When they were locked up in the room together. Locke told him about it.
I think so. I also find it interesting because this
actually
this implies, you know, because if I was thinking, is Minkowski like a spy from Penny? And like, obviously there's apparently a spy on the boat from Ben. So it's interesting to think about. I'm assuming that we've probably seen the spy already. So it's probably someone like Kimmy or Omar or something. I don't know. I could see that, honestly.
We will see.
Well, about that, he's like, listen, the communications thing's like one floor above. I can help you guys like get there, and Saeed can do his like go to town work and fix everything, and then you can call. And then we're like, Saeed's like the voice of reason. We're locked in, and Minkowski's like, we should just use the door, and the door is magically open all of a sudden.
I laughed at that.
We're no longer locked in, yeah.
But he does say apparently you have a friend on this boat. So somebody opened the door. So yay for whoever that is. Thank you for letting our people out, because we get this beautiful moment that's about to happen. We do go back to 96 here with an auction with Widmore, but the fun thing that gets thrown out is the Black Rock was talked about.
Yes, I did see that.
It was like a fun, like, you're getting the story of it, like Lost at Sea. No, it's not. It's on the island. Like, it's not lost anymore. But no, I mean, yeah. But we do see Widmore, of course, spending huge amounts of money on a random book ledger. Like, this is like the rich of like problems. We don't have time for this.
Right.
Who is spending this amount of money on a book? Like, that means
how
nothing.
darest thou take my book?
So dumb. Anyway, but with that, Desmond does arrive to talk to Widmore. They do not want Widmore they don't want Desmond to interrupt this auction. Of course, Widmore wins the auction. He gets up to take a piss, which we learn. But he's like, oh, Desmond, buddy, how's it going? Remember me when I told you were not good enough to marry my daughter? How's it going for you? Good to see you again. But
it's always the best time to have a chat about this.
Right. But yeah, he says, Desmond, walk with me. I have to go take a piss. And again, listen, I know that the women typically go to the bathroom together, but this has to be very awkward for you men, because this is just like a whole like itty bitty wall that's separating all of them. We have a whole stall that, this is, I'd be like, can I wait for you outside?
There are some men's bathrooms where it's just like one long trough.
Yeah, that is most. This was like a posh bathroom.
Right.
Okay.
Where Charles Widmore's going. Like, usually when you're pissing in the urinal, it's like just 5 people stood next to each other in a tray. It's and the rule is you just look forward.
This doesn't, I'd be like, can I wait for you outside? I'm not feeling great sitting in here with you with your dick out. Like, this is not a good time for me. But Desmond has a one-track mind, though. He needs Penny's information. He's like, listen, I gotta have Penny's number. I really need to talk to her. It's been disconnected. Widmore, of course, because he's such a like great dad, because we have so many great dads on the show, is he's like, well, she came to her senses. She hates you. You're an idiot. But she came to her senses, so sure. Here's her address. She's going to tell you herself. I don't need to. Which, good for Widmore, actually.
Yeah,
on this
I thought so, yeah.
I think that this is like a moment, like, he could have just been like, no. So,
Yeah.
like, on him. Obviously, he was trying to be a dick about it, but, like, at least he gave it up. So,
Right.
yeah. So, at least maybe there's one nice quality in a dad on this show. Who knows? But what immediately makes him a dick again is he doesn't turn the water off. Who walks out of the bathroom without turning the water off?
These rich fucks.
I am so bothered by this. I'm like, you could, like, you use you. I understand if it's like germs thing, right? Like, I understand people like you wash your hands, you don't want to touch the faucet again, but you turn the faucet on with the towel. You can't just use the same towel. I just, oh God, it drives me nuts. That's one thing about this scene that drives me out.
He's used to having a butler come around and turn the water off for him.
Well, apparently
and now he's got Desmond there. He expects Desmond to do it for him.
Now it's Desmond. But Desmond does go to turn the water off, and then of course we get him right back to the freighter. Also, when we come back and the car is not soaking wet from being on the floor with the water spilling over, still don't get that one. That might be a continuity error. Anyway, moving on.
The water went in a different direction. It's fine.
Totally fine. But we do get him back to the freighter here. Minkowski is talking about his story. We learn from Minkowski, like, the reason why he did this. He's like, hey, we got anchored here. Me and a couple buddies. We couldn't wait to see the island. It's been like this big hoopla. We wanted to go, so we took out the little boat thing. And then my buddy got like a little cray-cray. And then we had to come back. And they're like, well, where's this guy? And he's like, he's dead. He's in a body bag. And so then we learned that was obviously we got Faraday saying you need to stick to the coordinates. We got Ben who said that to Michael. So obviously we know that there's something in this, but all of these pieces I don't think anybody's putting together just yet. Us, we get to put those things together, which is kind of why is this so important? And again, more questions that Lost brings up to us. But that is to solidify that coordinates are super important. With that though, they do get into the room. Not only did somebody destroy the communications, they really destroyed the communications of this. Saeed's probably like, change my mind. Scratch that. Because everything is ripped to shreds, cut. There's nothing left of, I don't know how Saeed can pull this off, but he does with a battery and a little like doohickey there and a doohickey here. Saeed is awesome with that. But he's like, do you have the number? And he's like, oh shit, I guess I need that. No, anytime now. Can you guys take me back? I gotta go get the number.
Be right back.
Give me a minute. I'll get that number. But before he goes to get this number, Minkowski has like a full-on like final shaky rattle and roll, and he's bleeding out the eyes, the nose, everything. Brutal. And like Saeed's like, it's not gonna happen to you, and Desmond's like, gee, I sure hope not. Like, let's go. Like, take me back. I need to get a number. But sadly, Minkowski is now dead from whatever this is, which again leads us to be like, oh my God, Desmond really needs to get this phone number. We really need to have a constant here. But what he does, he goes back. We see him approaching her flat. I'll use the correct term for Michael there, to her flat. And she opens the door and she's like, what are you doing here? Like, and who gave you my address? Because they're fired. It's your dad. It's your dad.
It was your dad.
It's your dad, Daddy Pooh. But this scene, because obviously we're going to get this beautiful moment here at the end, but this scene right here, having the man that has like just done you so dirty, wanted nothing to do with him, shows up and says, give me your phone number. You can't change it and I won't call you for 8 years. I'd be like, F off. What do you No. What do you mean?
This is crazy.
This is nuts. This is nuts.
Yeah, I was shocked by that. Also, it's kind of funny that this took place the year I was born, in 1996.
Shut up, Jake. Shut up.
No, we don't need that. Yeah. Yes, we're all old. Yes, you've still got youth on your side. It's fine.
Sometimes. Anyway. Jake,
I do love Penny's reaction where she's like, who says you're not going to call me tonight or tomorrow? It's like, I won't call you for 8 years.
So
and then when she's like, tells him the number, he's like, you're not going to write it down? Like,
after all this.
Imagine being Penny. Imagine being Penny. She is rightfully like, what the fuck are you
what's
talking
happened
about?
to you? Yeah.
So I have to
Are you drunk right now?
Well, she can't even like move on, I guess, for 8 years because she has to wait for this call to happen.
I thought about that as well. It is really quite sad for Pet. Like, there's obviously something still there between them, but 8 years is a long time to hold out for somebody that, like, she wasn't treated the best in that situation, and we know that it was because of some weird timey-wimey, to use a Doctor Who term, like thing where Desmond was flashing through time and it messed up his relationship and all this kind of stuff. But for Penny, it's her life. She should be entitled to move on and find someone. But now she's got this in the back of her head. Like, you're always going to have that date in your mind. Like, is he going to call? Like, what's happening? And then especially, she's going to learn that Desmond goes missing.
Right.
Before this date of 2004. Yeah. So then it becomes this thing of,
well, he's sure not going to call me.
What if he calls me on that date? Like, maybe I'll finally get answers. So yeah, it's really complicated.
Well, there's a moment here that I think really does make the ending so beautiful. Is like, he's like, if you believe even a slight bit of us, like if you believe in us just even the littlest bit, please give me your number. I will not call you. Like, it is like, I do think that it's something that she does truly love him, and she was burned by him so hard that she does want to move on. She doesn't want anything to do with him, but she also is like, I love him, and like, he is acting crazy, but I do believe in us, so I guess I'll do it. We'll see if he calls. He probably won't, but whatever. You know what I mean?
Well, she even says like, "You'll leave if I give it to you." Okay, then
like, she's just like, fine, you get out of my house, like whatever.
Wait, Michael, was that an actual type of number? Because I know you talked about how our phone numbers are so much different than your phone numbers.
I don't know. I assume they at least did the research of Google and what a London number is, but the numbers are different all across the country. It's not like my number, but
madness.
Maybe that's what London numbers are. Yeah, I don't know.
Michael, give me your phone number. I'll call you in 8 years.
Don't do it, Michael.
Recording this, aren't we? I'll message you it.
Anyway, all right. So Desmond does get the number. He does leave. And as he's leaving, because she's shooing him out the door, he's like, please do not change your number. Do not, like, please pick up. I need you to do this. This is so important. Listen, if I'm Penny, I'm changing my number the next day. It's
a funny thing for me to think about because I've had the same number since 2002, 2001. Like, I've had the same number for a really long time because it's a cell phone. So it just comes everywhere with me. She said, I changed my number because I moved, right? Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. You moved, you couldn't keep your landline, right?
It's a landline, yeah.
Like, oh shit, she had to actually make sure, like, it's very easy for us to keep a number for 8 years. Who cares? But like, oh yeah, that took effort on her part in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She couldn't move. She was stuck at that flat. She couldn't get a different job if she wanted to, like go travel the world. She's just stuck there.
To be fair, she didn't really need to. It was probably a nice flat in the first place because she's rich. And she probably didn't really need a job because she's rich. So
probably. But with that, Desmond does come back to the freighter. And Saeed's like, welcome back. Did you get the number? Because I'm ready for you. And he's like, I love that he was like, I just need you to remember the number. And immediately he starts spouting it. Like, that's like something when you like try to remember, you keep saying it over and over and over again. And so he keeps saying it. He's like, well, perfect timing. I guess I'll dial it in. And he's like, hope she's home. Can you imagine all this if she like went out to the grocery store or something?
Yeah. Luckily, it's Christmas Eve, so she's probably home.
Probably, but like maybe she went to a candlelight service at church or something. You don't know what she's planned on Christmas Eve. But I think all of us are we're all Desmond. We're hanging on the edge of our seat. Is she going to answer? The phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing. And then you hear the hello at the end. On the other end, it is like immediate tears for me that I start flowing. He's so excited. He's like, Penny. And she's like, shit, this man did call on Christmas Eve. Who would have thunk it? But they're both so happy to talk to one another. Of course, like Michael had said, she knew that he went missing like 3 years ago. She says, I've been looking for you for the last 3 years. And they just have these moments, but this is what he needed, the constant. And like, we're like, yay, is Desmond safe now? Like, is he okay? But as we're all thinking this beautiful moment happens. He's like, you did believe us. She's like, I love you. He loves her. She's going to find him. He's coming back to her. This whole moment, this is this whole scene makes this whole episode is just so beautiful.
I just love that, like the cuts back and forth, like the way the performances are obviously incredible, but also just the way it was put together and filmed. And the music again, Michael Giacchino is just incredible. I also what really stabs me in the heart is when she says, "When I spoke to your friend Charlie, I knew you were okay," and it's like,
oh my god,
Charlie.
I know. That's why I cry even more.
Yeah, this is such a beautiful moment and sad at the same time, but it's also just like, it's awesome that they can finally like start picking up the pieces of how he left her, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so of course, sadly, the call does die, and
but Desmond doesn't, so that's good.
That's true. But I love this line. Really, even makes it even more emotional. As Saeed's like, "I'm sorry, the battery must have died," and he's like, "It was enough." Oh my god, like
so
that
good.
line. It's like dagger, man. But we do get that moment. Desmond seems to be okay now, and we go back to the beach where we get left with this like little cliffhanger, if you will, where Daniel's checking his notes and he's flipping through and gets to the part where it says Desmond Hume is your constant, and it's like interesting. So we know that meeting back then, he was like, he realized, oh, I'm going to need a constant. And Desmond already said we meet in the future. So I guess he's that one, but smart enough for Daniel to realize if I'm going to keep doing this, I'm also going to need a constant. And for him to remember, like, I have him here and there. It's an interesting concept because like, how much are you time traveling right now? What's happening with you, Faraday? Like, why do we need a constant? So
It also reminds me when that very first scene when we saw him sitting on the couch and he's crying and he doesn't know why.
Yeah.
Like where was he at that point? And like, did meeting Desmond on the island fix that?
It might have something to do with Desmond. I don't know. He's the anchor being of the Lost cinematic universe.
The one thing that I will say though that's always somewhat, and this is why I have a hard time with like time travel and things like that, because we know like how come Daniel didn't remember meeting you and things like that. We also know that Penny, when Jack and Desmond first met at the thing, you know, the stadium, like Penny showed up there, and that's when they had their goodbye there as well. So, but it seemed like from this episode that they had not.
I was going to say I don't think that this time in 1996 is the last time they talk before she goes to the island, right? Before he goes to the island. Like
right.
They very much have an on again, off again relationship.
Right. But that's how, like, in context to this episode, it makes it seem like that night he left her flat till Christmas Eve. That was the last time they spoke. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
But we do have to remember that they did have interactions in between that. So anyway, moving on. That's the end of The Constant.
Banger. Banger.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's hit our favorite and least favorite characters first. So for me, favorite character, I mean, Desmond has to be the favorite character. I feel like this is just a really good episode for him and emotional and all that. And least favorite character, I will go the weird, creepy Mr. Doctor dude that is definitely not a doctor. So
he had a white jacket. Of course he is.
You can put a white jacket on anywhere. Like, I mean, you had people with like beard glue and stuff earlier. Like,
yeah, it's going to be Desmond across the board, I think, unless, I mean, there's an argument for Penny. There's an argument for Saeed. Like, Saeed's a bro in this. He's so good with Desmond in this episode. Frank as well. But yeah, Desmond, he's incredible in this episode. It's it's an episode that you'll always remember. It's a real one-of-a-kind episode. And so different as well from this is the second time travel-y Desmond episode that we've gotten. It's so different and unique, and Henry Ian Cusick just carries it so well. And you know, when you're in a difficult spot, or you know, when you're seeing a really good episode, when you really can't pick a least favorite character. Like, I feel like everyone in this episode was good or at least entertaining and did a good job. So it's going to be a cop out. You're going to call me, you know.
You can't say turnip head.
I'm not going to say turnip head, but I am going to pick the lazy captain. Even though we don't see him, he is technically a character within the episode who can't even be asked to turn up to see what's going on the boat that he's the captain of.
Solid choice. Because I was like, too.
I don't think I can not bring up Penny though. Like, I think it has to be Desmond and Penny.
I'm doing it, so go for it.
Yeah, like I think I'm saying Desmond and Penny because part of why it mattered. Like, if I'm just going by like acting performances, like Henry Ian Cusick is like carries the episode, but like I don't think that the emotional weight of the episode hits as hard without her. So I can't not have her. So I'm just gonna say both of them. I think for least favorite, I'm gonna go with Kimi because he's like a jerk. I could also go with Charlotte because she's kind of a bitch. Like, why are you sitting there? Like, no, don't tell them. Like, clearly they could handle it.
Did they actually understand it? No.
But did it hurt?
It might trying to explain it 20 times.
Yeah. Kristin?
Yeah. No, I mean, I was going to go with my tried and true favorite of all time, Sawyer. I'm just kidding. I'm not. Because
he's not even in this episode.
No, I was 100% going with Penny because I do, like Kevin said, I think we get we get some serious emotion with Desmond here, but like, if she doesn't pick up the phone, we have a very different situation. Like the fact that she stood and waited for a man that did her so dirty, just because she believed in him, it has to be Penny. As much as I love Desmond and like he obviously did an amazing job in this, but like you don't have any of this without Penny. So like Penny is my favorite 100%. And again, like this is such a solid episode. Like there is a cop out, but I also Kimi just seems like he has a chip on his shoulder. So like the other ones are just like whatever, like high new people. So I guess
let me lock you in the back. You're not allowed to go with your friend.
Right.
Why are you being such a jerk?
I know. Like, how about a hi? How's it going? You survived a plane crash. Welcome to the freighter. Yeah, just seems like a dick. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. All right, let's hit our episode rankings. So,
bye, not in Portland.
I know. I'm
yeah,
so sorry, not Portland. It's gotta go.
All right, so not in Portland is getting kicked out. I agree. So it's.
I mean, okay. Real quick.
Hold on. Let Jake see. Let's see where.
I was gonna say for the season. Can we all just agree this is the best for the season?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I will put that there now.
Do we have to argue whether or not it was better than Confirmed Dead? No.
No.
So overall, I think this is a better Desmond episode than Flashes Before Your Eyes. So I think it should at least be above that. But what do you guys think?
I mean, scroll up
so we can see the whole top 20.
Oh yeah.
Where do you think it should go?
I am going to say I'll say below Greatest Hits and above Two for the Road.
Wow. Okay. I think we're going to be differing of opinion. I know where Kristin's going. Do you want to get that out of the way, Kristin?
I'm like looking under the flag. What? Oh my God, this is number 1. I'm so sorry. This is listen, I even hate putting it above the Long Con because we all know that that's my favorite with Sawyer. But I'm looking at like all of these other ones. Like this, like it gives us so much into this. What Lost is, like the confusion, the mystery, the everything, and then you get like the feel good too. Plus, for this to be the episode that we've had that has had no flashbacks, flash forwards, and it stands so strong, being in real time, going back and forth, and being as seamless as it is, when you literally every 5 seconds going back and forth. Number one.
I personally think Through the Looking Glass is the strongest episode of the show. I think the season 3 finale is perfect, and there's so much, but I would put this second. I think, like, in terms of iconic episodes, and also for this to be so high, not being a finale, not being a multiple episode, big explosive thing, it is 40 minutes of television. That is perfect. I kind of put it in like Walkabout in those individual episodes that stand out just as much as the big bombastic finales. I do think Through the Looking Glass would be my number 1 overall, but I'd put it just below Through the Looking Glass.
I'm trying to decide if I would put it at 1 or 2. I think I might say number 1. Not Penny's Boat is such such a moment that I remember about Lost.
Mm-hmm.
But Through the Looking Glass is 2. Like, it's a part 1 and a part 2, right?
Yeah.
And they did all this in 1.
They did. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true. I think I'm just like, I feel like Greatest Hits, I feel like that emotion was even more than this, although this is great emotion too, and great payoff. I could probably move it up.
Does Jake put it down there at number 11? And
hilarious. No, I think I know I've talked about it before. Like, I like this type of story, like the immediate flashes of like him going back and forth in time. Yeah. Like, that's a very me type of storytelling element. So I'll put it at number 1 too. But God, did me and Kristin agree? Oh, wow.
I hate it.
I'm going to be honest. Just because I do think it deserves to even out as high as possible, I'm going to change it to number 1, just so it's 3 number 1s and a number 11. So hopefully that pushes it.
Because that still puts it at like under the brig, right?
It can't be.
No. Okay, so 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3 plus 11.
14.
That's 14. So divided by 4 that would be 3.5. So we're talking about 3 or 4. Live Together, Die Alone, or right around there.
I think it would round up to 4, so I think it'd be the new number 4. And this
Can we message Greg real quick and see what Greg would say?
The fact that number 4 is like destroying me right now. Jake,
I still think it's a great episode. There's just a lot.
Firing you again.
Hey, it is what it is. Let us know in the comments. Controversial placement of The Constant.
Yes.
But
There's a lot of great episodes.
of the list. Yeah.
Listen, in the comments, I implore you all to fire Jake as well.
I mean, go for it.
Fire Jake.
You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver.
Listen, I
don't get that reference.
I hate seeing the long con go down even further too, and I hate that Not in Portland is now gone. But The Constant is so good.
Yeah, I will.
Oh, don't do it. Oh, it hurts.
Rip.
It hurts.
All right.
Man of Science, Man of Faith is on the bubble. Oh my god.
Yes, indeed it is. All right. Well, there is The Constant. Another great episode, another emotional Desmond episode. And if you want to be the constant for this podcast, subscribe, like, share, comment, everything.
Turn on the bell notification.
Yeah, turn on the bell notification.
Yeah, ring that bell.
Ring the bell. All right, with that, I'll let you guys get to your spoiler section, and we'll see you all next time for more Lost on the Tribe of Nerds.
Thank God there's no John Locke.
Oh my god. Hello, everyone. We are here for the Tribe of Nerds after Jake, the spoiler section of Lost. If you've not seen Lost in its entirety, get out now while you can because we spoil everything. Kevin is, I don't know what Kevin's doing, but Michael gave you your count time. Time to go. All right. Constant.
Just being dramatic as always, Kristin. What are you talking about? You don't know what I'm doing.
The Constant. Let's talk about the spoiler that I'm going to beat Jake's ass for putting it at fucking 11.
Yeah, spoiler, Jake's gonna die. That's the real spoiler. 11!
Jake's gonna need a constant after this.
Play devil's advocate.
IV medication.
We're all going to have different reactions to different episodes, and it's difficult. There's a lot of good episodes.
You can't devil's advocate the constant, Michael.
Thank you for being a peacekeeper, Michael.
He put it at 11, Michael. He put it at 11.
I was there. I know.
Oh my god.
I think Greatest Hits is a good episode.
Anyway, all right, let's get to some spoilers about this episode. Obviously, Desmond needs a constant. His constant is Penny. She thankfully picked up the phone. We love her for that. And he's going to see Penny very soon.
They're going to be reunited for a little while.
So cute. When she comes over that railing, when they like pick up, when her boat picks them up, she's like, Desmond? I'm like, oh, I can't not. Ugh,
yeah, we know that the freighter is not Penny's boat, but Penny's boat will turn up soon.
It's coming.
Penny will have a boat. Boat.
It is coming. It's coming very quickly. But yeah, no, when she looks over that railing and she yells his name, I'll be crying again. Yeah. There's gonna be a lot of tears shed in this episode or in this season. But yeah, so that is the constant and the spoiler section that they will find each other. What else do we want to spoil?
We do also get some cool information that just bubbles under the surface with Widmore, that at the auction he's buying the Black Rock book, which I think when you first watch it, you don't particularly realize how much of an important character Charles Widmore is actually going to be to the overall story. But this is Widmore still very much looking for the island, trying to find a way back there. We still don't know it's his freighter, right?
No.
Yeah, so his freighter's on the island. He's trying to get back there. He's sent mercenaries after Ben. Like Widmore.
And the main one is Kimi.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, we met Kimi. That's another thing we should probably talk about. But yeah,
he's gonna be a real bad guy
in the background. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I had to make it. I can't even pretend that he's not my least favorite character for even a split second. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, Kimi's a jackass.
He could be my favorite character in some episodes.
I
don't like him. I'm gonna
have to woo-saw myself during this episode with you.
I'm trying to think of what would possibly make him a favorite character.
He's
And
a
I don't-
favorite villain. Like, he could be a great villain.
Yeah.
I don't know about character.
I'm not ranking based on likable. Most
I
likable.
mean, let's look at who Michael likes.
It is
Locke,
supposed to be your
Ben,
the likable,
and
your
Kimi.
favorite.
Your favorite character can be a complex villain.
The complex villain is Sawyer, and that's the extent of it. Maybe even Ben. We'll throw Ben in there. Ben's about as far as you can go. Kimi, we're starting to question. Anyway, Kimi is going to be the reason for a lot of horrible things. Horrible things.
Very soon, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Eloise is mentioned. Kevin, why is Eloise important?
Because she's a really cute rat.
Well, that's what the episode told us. What's our spoiler section tell us?
Because that is Daniel Faraday's mother / murderer. Future or past? Both?
Question mark?
Yes.
Her past, his future?
Yeah. And also the old lady that Desmond met already.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
we might have messed up by telling Jake her name.
Yeah.
I forgot how much Eloise's name becomes like a big deal throughout season 5, and like, who is she? And it's her.
Yeah, no, it is. Also, listen, when this season ends and we go into the season 5 of it all with the time travel of everything, I'm gonna have a really hard time because I don't love it. This time travel, I get down with. Which is why it's one of my favorites. Don't ask that from me from pretty much all of season 5 because I don't understand it because it makes zero sense of why Daniel dies in the past, but he's not dead because it's the future and it's the present and all the things. It's going to be a lot. So in the spoiler section, when we get to 5, it's going to be mostly these two explaining to me how that worked.
It makes perfect sense. It's his present.
I know,
right,
but
I don't like your own timeline is always linear. Your experience is linear.
Sure, you can still explain it to me, but it still makes zero sense.
To you.
But you're not always on...
I don't think that I will be the only one. That's confusing.
Listen, the first thing you need to accept is that time is a social construct.
Correct, yeah. This is why, listen, when I first watched Lost, I absolutely hated 5 with a passion, a burning passion. I've grown to hate it less because I have basically just given up questioning anything and just watch it for the love of Lost. And then I like it better.
Have you ever watched the movie Arrival?
No.
Okay.
That was a good talk.
Okay. No, because like the whole thing in that movie is that like the aliens come, but they don't experience time linearly. And then one of the characters ends up not experiencing time linearly. So like if you have the concept of like all of time exists and we're just experiencing it in a way like where we can describe it, it's
yeah, good luck with this. You're wasting your breath right now because no
time your experience
is
linear, but time is like
I'm a very analytical person, and so everything is like kind of. I do see gray areas in a lot of things, but most of the time when I'm thinking through things are like a very black and white, like this or that type of situation. I do see gray areas in a lot of other things. I do think that we are going to have our very good sweet baby Jake, that is, especially when he is a very, very analytical seeker, even though he loves Marvel and the whole fantasy of it all, I think he might have some issues with the time travel as well.
No, it's like the characters are now just in a different point on the timeline, but they're still like this is the timeline, but up here is their timeline, and their timeline is different than the main timeline.
The time travel's irrelevant. They experience their
experience is
linearly in order. It's their present. They go back in time, but it's their continued journey.
It's their present,
die in the past. Anyway, we have a long time before we get to this stuff.
We do. We're going off on a tangent.
Work out our arguments by the time we get there.
Correct. But yes. Any other spoilers for The Constant though?
Charlotte's also going to die from the time travel of it all.
Yeah.
I don't think Michael's going to care. He made her his least favorite.
No, I didn't.
I said she might
sorry,
be
Kevin. So sorry, Kevin won't care.
I picked the captain. We haven't even met.
He's a terrible captain.
Terrible
Yeah, he
captain.
sucks.
Oh, who
Oh!
unlocked the door? Who opened the door? Who opened the door? For them?
Well, we spoiled this last time, but yes, the friend on the boat is Michael, and he is the one who unlocked the door. But like, I know for me, when I first saw this, I thought this was Frank.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like, there was like, who else would have been like? Because even though like Ben said he had somebody on the boat, like doesn't mean that that's a friend of our people, right? So like, I never would have once thought it would have been until we find out that it is Michael. So I was like, even if it's Ben's spy, doesn't mean that they know our people. So like, I 100% thought it was Frank. Anyway, yeah, I feel like that's it. And that was a constant, and it was a very long episode anyway, so we should probably cut this short. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Don't put any spoiler sections. Don't be dicks. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.